All information contained in this podcast is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. You should consider the appropriateness of this information with regards to your individual objectives, financial situation, and needs. Welcome to Sharing More Than the Sheets, a podcast to help you and your partner make better financial and lifestyle decisions so that you can both focus on the things that you love. I'm your host, Michael Curry, financial planner, green thumb, husband, and just dad. Sometimes when I'm sitting down with a couple and I bring up the B word and we talk about budgeting, a very common reaction that I usually get is, oh, we tried that, it didn't work for us. Budgeting doesn't work for us. And it got me thinking this week, when I was thinking about exercise and saying, oh, we tried the whole budgeting thing and it didn't work for us, is very similar to saying we tried exercising and it didn't work for me. And my answer to that is that there's different types of exercise. There's running, there's gym, there's swimming, there's lifting weights, there's doing push-ups. There's so many different types of exercise. And different types of exercise, strategies suit different people. Some people like going to the gym. Some people like running. Some people hate running. Some people hate going to the gym. For me, I didn't mind gym. I ended up on my phone half the time. But these days, for the last 4 years, I've been doing Pilates. And Pilates has been great for me because I enjoy it. I like going there. It's a set schedule. I have to be there because I've booked it in and I'm paying for it. So there's that extra bit of accountability. And to me, I love it. It's a full body workout and I feel great, as a result of it. And it's something I enjoy going to. Saying that, I've tried a few different Pilates studios and only one or two have actually resonated with me over the years as well. So it's about finding the right one. My point is that budgeting is very, very similar. And there are different strategies, there are different ways of doing it. And just because you tried it once, it doesn't mean that it's not for you. Some very common mistakes I come across with couples is they tried budgeting, but instead of using working at actually what their expenses are and writing them down, they just worked off a percentage system where they just said, 30% is going to go into the bills account, 20% into spendings, and we're going to invest 20% of it and she'll be right. And the problem with that is that when you're working with percentages, if the numbers aren't right, you eventually find yourself robbing Peter to pay Paul. Another really common one is they've set up these systems that are super complicated, which maybe one person in the relationship understands, but the other person doesn't. And it means that they're not on the same page. What it also means is that when things get a little bit crazy, because it is so complicated, it's too hard to stick to and to identify what's actually happened. Another common mistake that people have made is that they haven't used correct figures in their budget. So they've said, oh yeah, we spend $100 a week on groceries, when really they spend $200. And initially you may not notice the problem, but it does create issues over time because what you thought was a good amount to give yourself for spending is not enough. And you find yourself going over that and you suddenly start blaming yourself, you start blaming your partner, and you think, nah, this isn't working for me. It's too hard. Let's go back to what we were doing before. Another one is that there's a misconception that budgeting restricts freedom, and it means that you can't do anything fun anymore, and that's it. Your life's over. You're just going to be working for the rest of your life. You're just going to be putting money towards the mortgage and bills, and that's it. No more fun. F word's gone. Not at all. When it comes to budgeting and having structure, something I really encourage couples to do is to include things that they enjoy spending money on. So if it's regular shopping, dinners, going out, online shopping, whatever it may be, include that in your budget. Have an amount, of course, that's realistic, that you feel comfortable spending, and include that in the budget so that you're still able to enjoy life but still have some sort of structure. If anything, usually having a budget, if you're following it properly, means that instead of restricting yourself, you're actually giving yourself a bit more freedom because you know where things are at, you know what's happening, and you know where your money's going. So it is, in my opinion, a massive misconception of budgeting that budgeting means that you've got no more freedom whatsoever. And probably the biggest mistake I would say that couples make is that they don't sit down together and work on it as a team. They just, one person does it and expects the other person to follow. And if you don't both buy into it, it's useless. And it's, again, similar to a gym membership, just on the topic of exercising. You could have a gym membership, but if you don't go, it's not going to do anything for you. Or if you don't have a system or a process, or if you're not going enough, or if you're not going and doing the right things, you're not going to see any results. It's the same thing with budgeting. You need to sit down together and you need to actually work out your expenses together. Make sure you both agree with them, agree on the structure, agree on how you're going to do things, and then work on it together from there. Otherwise, you just find yourself pretending that you're going along with it when really you're not, and you're just hoping for the best and just assuming and, winging it really, and hoping that it's just going to work out. Thanks for joining us on Sharing More Than the Sheets. Please make sure you subscribe to be updated with future episode releases, and feel free to share this episode with any friends or family that you think it might benefit. Please visit us at sharingmorethanthesheets.com.au to submit questions or requests for future podcast topics. These podcasts have been brought to you by Better Financial Planning Australia. To book a 15-minute phone chat, visit betterfinancialplanning.com.au.